PhysJet recording, what is, I think, 39 episode? Never mind. It's an episode. I'll worry about the number later. Let's see here. So, I've decided... Oh, jeez, I thought I already had taken care of that. No, Stonebane has been repaired twice now. It's getting quite expensive. Let's see. Bring some of these over. Some of these. Some of this. All of this junk. Do I have... Yes, I do. We're going to want some of this. These. The dog outside. Definitely want the dog. This can all stay. Good enough. So, I've decided... Actually, here's what I've been working on for the last few hours. I expected I'd be doing something else, but then a little bit of work got in the way, and some of it required waiting for tests, so I started goofing off. Oh, and I need to deal with the ceiling. Shoot, I didn't even think of that. And so I started doing this. In the town that is nearest Origin, which is off that way. You can't really see anything there at the moment, but this is the closest village to Origin. And it's the one that I have, in the past, been able to get citizens from. I'm not sure if any remnants of that still exist. I think I've been sort of deleting the remnants while building this palace thingy. But you'll notice I've been using some texture differentials, like this right here, the band of faces, whatever that is, and then netherrack, which or nether brick in this case, which has been modified recently for color, mostly to be more easier to see in the nether, which is, you know, kind of important to me. But I've had differing opinions given to me about that sort of thing. Sorry, I'm instinctively being a little quiet because it's 10:30 at night. I didn't think I'd be recording, but I figured if I'm going to record it all, and that was not a given actually, I was thinking maybe I'd stop. But I don't think I will, at least not yet. Not just as people were starting to subscribe, but... Crap. Sorry, the stupid thing stopped recording. I'm not sure why. Anyways. What was I talking about? Oh. Shoot. My brain. Oh, it's late at night. But I felt like recording now, so I will. But it does mean being just reflexively more quiet than usual. Or at least lately. So, what to say? I'm thinking these are like guardhouses. So there'll be like multiple beds. Maybe the beds will be over here. And then over here will be like a little sparring station on both sides. And then here's a plaza. And these walls here will be tall enough to prevent foot traffic. And this will be the main building. And I have made some progress on it. Here. Let's see. Let's bring over my woods. And wood products. Actually, I don't know why I brought the signs with me. I may have to expand this a little bit. I think I already had some. Yeah, I did. Okay. Let's see. If that's the case, I will move these guys over here. Actually, I don't know. Given this construction, sandstone might be more prolific. So let me do the opposite actually, and move these guys into here, and sandstone over here. I'm gonna run out soon though. I'm gonna have to make more. There we go. I saw them. I knew I did. Let's see. Random stuff. Let's see. Let's see. What am I hearing? There's a squeaking going on out in the hallway outside. So, as you can see, this is sort of a larger room, and it'll have like a balcony inside. That is as much as I know, and I think all that I might do today is actually use flooring to determine the shape of the rooms. And I'll worry about walls after the fact, except to the extent where I need an anchor. I'll need these. I'm not using oak, though. I'm not using oak. I could use oak, perhaps. I'm not sure. Do they recognize these as houses yet? I demolished a couple of their houses to make room for these. But I wanted them to be able to recognize these as houses. So let's see. How does this look? Come on. Whew. So I think early next week I'm going to... Are you standing here because you find this interesting or because you see this as a house? Early next week I think I'll go see Man of Steel with a coworker. I'm not a comic person at all, but the movies have been interesting enough, like, you know, the X-Men movies and varying movies. They've been interesting enough to me, but I don't think I'd ever consume them in comic format. In fact, actually, the only comic I've ever read, well, no, the only comics I've ever read have been online comics, and they've always been they've always been indie works. Like Catherine, you know, my fiancée, she's not working on it lately, but she has dabbled with an online comic. The person we met through, who's online, is known essentially as Introducing Emy, though I always want to say Emy. But Introducing Emy has a successful years-long comic now, and it's kind of an interesting one. I'll leave a link for you guys. It's unusual stuff, but then I guess most comics are. But it's good. I'm actually quite impressed with her ability to weave a story. So those are the things I've read. That's about it. None of the like anything published on paper I've never ever read a comic of. I am making an exception, though. Please tell me you see this as a house. Is it possible that the floor being the way the floor is makes you not see it as a house? What I was trying to do, actually, the theory here is that putting slabs down would make them... Because I've heard slabs, at least when they're at the halfway mark like this, do not spawn hostiles. And that's kind of important to me. I don't really want to... Yeah, look, so they went here instead. God, I hope they don't see it that way. I suppose if worse comes worse and they don't recognize these as houses, then I could raise the floors, put in a lot of lighting, and leave these as half down so that the outdoor areas don't spawn hostiles. I don't have them turned on right now. I'm not going to because for reasons. But yeah, I'll see the movie. What needs to be done? I said I was going to do floors, right? Okay. I think the other color's fine. Oops. I think the other color's fine. I'm not sure if I'll need any of these, but I'll bring them just in case. Come to think of it. I don't see anybody using them. I should research what it will take actually to get villagers to recognize something as an actual house as part of their village. Okay, well, let's... This is obviously going to be a row. I'm not sure how far back it's going to go. Actually, one thing that's going to determine that... Oh, crap. I really should find out if villagers are going to recognize this as rooms, because that up here the design is going to be influenced by that quite significantly, actually. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. And I am back. Still sounding pathetic because I'm afraid of waking people up. Though I never hear anybody through these concrete walls and floors, so I guess I shouldn't worry too much. Still, excuse me. Oh, did I run out? I shouldn't say that too much because I do hear them sometimes. Their phones ring. That I hear. Hello. Don't mind me. Oh, crap. Time for... With all those saplings, I really should have my own personal forest of birch at this point. Then again, there's a forest right here. Man. There's something about trying to keep my voice low that actually aggravates it. I don't know what it is. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Oh my gosh. Alright, so let's see. What was I doing? Yes. Oh yeah, so having read about two certificates, I didn't see any indication whatsoever that half-height floors would mess with them. But I decided that it would mess with me trying to put in any kind of furniture. So I have the entryway raised, but I'm depressed. Ooh, jeez, excuse me. I've depressed the floors in somewhat, and must continue to do so on this side. Okay, so I've run a bit low of, well, on birch out here, but you see I have planted a few more. I must extract a little bit more. Let's see. So I have decided, ultimately, that I will be heading up to New England this coming weekend. So I'll be out the entire weekend and into the early part of the week thereafter, which means my opportunity to record episodes for that week will be essentially zero. So I guess it will be my first recording vacation. I might take the opportunity while up there, though, depending on what we do, to finally get off my butt and maybe make some of these political/science commentary recordings, not Let's Plays. There's no game involved in those, but I've got to start doing it somewhere. And getting started is always the hardest part of any particular project, is getting out and doing it. So maybe that will offer an opportunity. Maybe. We'll see. Let's see here. I got a bit more. Very good. That should be enough to finish the other one. I also must make myself a few more Hello. Hello. See, this village is still quite weak in population after I basically robbed it. What am I doing? What am I doing? I need... Not that. This. And... Ooh, I should plant these. Man, I really am holding back, aren't I? I don't think I'm going to be able to prevent myself from doing so anyways. Yep, please, more. Lots of birch. Alright, let's fill up that room. Yep. Now, definitely one thing that's going to happen is I will visit with family, obviously, but the Gilsum Gem and Minerals Show, I think that's how it's referred to these days. Notice I did already yank this out, so I must do the same here. Running out of birch like mad, but hey, I can start the process. Yep, so I'll head up there and visit that. I will come back home with at least one specimen, probably a nice one. Otherwise it would be multiple mediocre ones. But for those who aren't familiar, rockhounding is the hobby of digging, typically in the quarry dumps. How do I put this? If you're an actual quarry master or someone who's leased a quarry for the procurement of stone, in older days that was typically for commercial stone like granites and basalts, maybe things that are often used in construction or for other purposes. But these minerals are often found in association with... Is this right? Yes, it is. Okay. Often found in association with other minerals which don't have commercial value, but are of an artistic nature, you know, or semi-precious or even precious like gemstones, which do have a commercial value, I suppose, but not commercial in the same sense where you're not building buildings out of gemstones, but they have other value. But and so for a long time, people who had interest in visually impactful specimens that they could put on their shelf, and here's an example of tanzanite, and here's an example of, you know, spodumene, and here's an example of amethyst, and all these various things. Hello, tree. What am I saying? You know, they could, and often had the freedom to wander into the dumps, the amount of stone that was left behind after some portion of the area had been quarried. And they just dig through it. And they would often find specimens worth taking home. And this was an activity that I did growing up as a kid, dragged along. You'd dig holes in the dirt, and you'd find gemstones, and it was interesting, and it was a good day out. You know, it was something that we'd often do in tandem with a camping trip. You camp out at a campground somewhere within a few miles of the quarry, and each day, or the days you felt like it at least, you'd wander out and drive out, technically, and set up camp for the... Actually, I shouldn't have done that, but set up camp for the day and have a picnic lunch and find animals like turtles and newts and salamanders and snakes and similar things and enjoy that as well. You know, it was a good day out, and there was some exercise involved. Something I really need these days, and I have a hard time doing it, you know, just to go on a complete tangent, I have a hard time doing exercise at home because it involves free weights and the motionless cycle. Well, not the motionless, but, you know, the freestanding cycle. And it's boring as all hell. There's nothing fun about any of it, and so it's really hard to stick with it. Whereas something like hiking and rockhounding and stuff, lots of exercise, typically a lot more exercise. And yet you don't even think about it. It's just do it. So it'd be nice to be able to do that more often. Let's see. There is a mineral club up here in I should say down here in Northern Virginia, relative to Maine, which is where I come from. There is a mineral club, so I should join that. And I've indicated that I wanted to a couple times, and they told me how to do it, and then I never followed through. So that's something I've got to do. Especially, if Kath wants to do more of that herself, and we won't have the opportunity most of the time unless I do join the local club. The only thing is, I'm not sure if Virginia has stones and minerals as interesting as those that can be found. Interesting. You could just make more of itself. Oh, I remember how to do it. But I need this. Let's see. Heck with it. No, crap. Huh? Oh. I'm stupid. There we go. Have any more birches grown yet? No. Dang it. Okay, so rockhounding. I'm not sure if I'll get a chance to do any this coming weekend because it'll be a brief respite from work. But worth a shot. Let's see. What do you think? Should the door be 1 in or 2 in? I think 1 in is sufficient. That does mean this should be torn out. I don't know about this. No. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, so over the course of the day while doing other things, I listened to pretty much the entire 10th season of... No, I still want this texture. The entire 10th season of... That's still too tall. Of Ultra Hardcore Minecraft server. That's pretty good. I watched it from Beef, or Vintage Beef's perspective, as usual. I haven't been able to latch on to any of the others just yet. I did try to start with Etho, and I couldn't find his UHC one right off the bat, so I just went to his original first Minecraft episode ever. I think probably not even related to Minecraft. And the difference in his tone of voice was completely different. I suppose mine has changed as well. It's kind of like the same with Kurt J. Mack when he first started his To the Farlands thing, Farlands or Bust. He was much more like I am right now, trying to be quiet at the beginning. Let's see. The only reason I'm doing that now is because like I said, I want to be quiet in the middle of the night. Ooh. Come on. I do wish the trees would just topple over and I get all the saplings immediately. Having to wait around kind of sucks. Hello, dog. Ooh, there's one. Oh, no. I thought for a minute maybe this had been used before. So yeah, I'll be doing that this weekend. And I don't know. I can try over the course of the week to record episodes. That way I might be able to do them for you for the next week while I don't, or while I'm off being busy. Where are those two trees I literally just cut down? There they are. Excuse me, there they are. So I'm going to start tomorrow on my food project that I've probably mentioned before. I've actually technically started on it a few times already, but I keep unstarting. Basically changing my mind about something, or if I've been away from the project long enough, I'll just start from scratch because that's sometimes easier than trying to relearn what it is you've already done. So yet again, I'll do that tomorrow. And I've decided while Perl would be a great language to use for it and Python would be a great language to use for it, I'm quite acquainted with them both at this point, and while there's always more to learn, I have a strong foundation. And what I don't have as strong a foundation in, but have at least some and should expand upon, is JavaScript. So I will do it, the entire project, probably in Node, and for the back end, and just what you'd typically call JavaScript at the front end. Let's see. And I'll get that started tomorrow. I might still utilize Python or Perl for data porting because I did this once. Seriously, I'm just sort of waiting for these to... I did once, and actually I bet it's still kicking around somewhere. I hope it is. That would save me some time. This business of trying to port the SR25 dataset, which is basically the United States nutritional database, which is available for free. Anybody can use it, which is a good thing. But good, some more have grown. But point being, trying to do it in Node with its asynchronousness, where bits and pieces of code will run off and do their own thing at their own pace, rather than do A, B, and C in line. It will just do A, B, and C all at once, and they could come back with their results at different times, and your code has to be able to compensate for that. And trying to import data sets was a very linear process, so when you can't do it linearly, it was a challenge. I think finally I surmounted it, but I may have deleted it at this point in favor of redoing the project with Perl. So that would be my bad. But having been through it once, having to do it again probably won't be too hard. Okay. So this creature spawning on the roofs, I'd like to prevent that, but I don't want to prevent it by way of having to have lights everywhere. That's the issue. I want a more natural display. Sorry, my mouse sometimes just loses the ability to track, and I have to blow on it, which is bizarre because it's an optical thing. It's like, what are you suffering from condensation and you can't see through? I don't know. Stop. This is making gameplay really difficult, actually. Ooh, trying to be quiet is really hard. Oh, come on. Stop. This is horrible. Sorry, I'm getting frustrated. It loses the ability to turn left and right. I don't know why blowing on it would make a difference. Seems strange. See, these are big rooms. Did I seriously whoops. Whoa. I guess apparently I'm gonna have to take some care with this area. Now I'm going to use the floors, I think. I already mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to use the floors to help define the overall layout of the building, because I don't have an overall layout in mind just yet. I also don't know if I want to be under the stairwell. Please tell me I made more than that. Yes. No, I didn't. Oh, yes, right there. Okay, very good. Oh. I don't want to leave that. I think it's just I distrust villagers. They have a habit of falling through the floor. Wow, this sucks. Sometimes it just acts up. I don't know why. It's kind of like having the old Nintendo NES, having to blow on the cartridges to get the damn thing to work. Though I know there's no relationship whatsoever, but still. And so, here's what we got. Took a little finagling, but I think I figured it out. It's not so bad, is it? I have to decide where to go from here. Like, will I have more floors? Will the stairwell continue this way? Or perhaps will the stairwell curve here and head up to the third floor over here? I mean, that might not be a bad way to go. Will there be rooms beyond? I think there will, frankly. In fact, let me start planning on that. I'll do this much because I know this much will be true. Beyond this, though, I think this will have to be an episode. I don't know about you, but I think it will. Enough of me, like, half groaning, trying to keep my voice down. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed it all right. You know, me on yet another started project that is not, while I have 2 others or more, frankly, at this point, that are unfinished. It is a problem, but I do generally finish things in the long run. It's just, I often have to have breaks. And it's just interesting that a break then must consist of starting another project. So projects themselves appear or supposedly interest me, but finishing them is not always the easiest thing to do. But I will. Don't fear. Okay, so this will be the Monday episode, so have a good Monday, if at all possible. And a good rest of your week. Thanks for watching.